إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Alhamdulillah, we are now in our fourth lesson in Tajweed, our fifth lesson in Tajweed. Alhamdulillah, we went over the last time the title Ahkam al-Nun al-Sakina wa Tanween, and we went over it at great depth so that everybody could understand what that means, and that was important at that time. Now this lesson we're going to start on dealing with Nun al-Sakina wa Tanween and the rules. The first line in the poetry here, it goes, and every line is a poem, and every rule comes in the lines of the poetry. So you have to follow it piece by piece. And we're only going to try to do one rule at a time so that people can learn the lesson. You know, I said that when we used to sit with our shuyukh, we wouldn't sit for hours on a time learning one lesson. He would teach you one lesson, and then if you sat listening to someone else's lesson, that was either a preview or a review for you. Okay? So your lesson is usually one. You master that lesson and then you go on to the next part. Not a whole bunch of things that you don't get to understand at one time. So it goes off right here. Linnuni in taskuni. It goes over here. Linnun in taskun. Walit tanwini. Tanwini. Arba'u. أحكام فخذ تبييني. Okay? Now, let me go over this again. It goes للنون لنون إن تسكن ولت تنويني أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. Okay, let me just make sure something. Now, أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. What does this mean? It says للنون, for the noon, for the noon, and here we mean the letter noon. In, when, or if, taskun, it has a sukoon over it, a sukoon, which would be the marks that we went over before, right? If it have a sukoon over it, so if it's noon that has a sukoon, one of those marks over it, let's do it like this also. Walit tanweeni, and for the tanween, and li for the tanween. And we went over before, tanween is fatatan, kasratan, or dhammatan, right? So the first rule starts off, linnuni in taskun wa litanweeni. For the noon, when it has a sukoon over it, and for the tanween, arba'u ahkam. Arba'u here means four. Ahkamun, it means rules. There are four rules. Fakhud, so then take. Because of this, fakhud, so then take. So take. Tabyini. Tabyini is from the word bayyina. Okay? Bayyina. To make something clear. Tabyini is my clarification. He's saying here, my clarification. What is he referring to? He's saying that for nun is sakina and tanween, nun is sakin and tanween, there are four rules. 1, 2, 3, 4. However, there needs to be some clarification, because as we get into it, one of these rules has two parts to it. Okay? And I want to give you more than what you need. One of these rules has two parts to it, so it's really going to equal out to actually like 5 rules. That's what this means right here. Okay? Everybody got that? Can we move on? Go. So you should learn that. للنون إن تسكون وللتنوين أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. Now what are the 5 or 4 rules? That's what you have to learn. And like I said, I don't want to give you anything quicker than you need to memorize. You need to save your brain energy to learn what you're going to have to know. Right now, the first rule, he doesn't name all the rules. He doesn't tell you what they are. He just tells you there's 4 rules. And then he says there needs to be some clarification because one of the rules is actually a part 1 and a part 2, A and B. So there's actually 5 rules. Everybody understand that? That is the explanation of the first line. And that's all it is. We don't have to go any further or deeper in trying to understand that. Is anybody confused? Okay. Moving right along. فالأول الإظهار قبل الأحرف للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي. It says فالأول, say that. فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرف للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي. So it says فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرف للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي or تعرفي فلتعرفي or تعرفي. Okay? So, what does this mean? It says then فالأول. So then the first rule here, the word missing here is the first hukam or the first rule. Okay? To make it clear. فالأول what? So the first what? So the first rule out of those 5 or the 4 that you want to mention is al-izhar. What is it called? Izhar. So we have to put that here. Izhar. And before we go further, we have to understand what izhar is. Izhar is from the root word dhahara. Say dhahara. That's what you call your back. Your dhaharun is your back, as big as it is. It's also, we say, dhuhr. Salatul dhuhr. Right? It's called Salatul Dhuhr because it's plain as day. It's a time of day that's clear. It's called your back because it's big. You can't hide it. Right? So, Izhar, as a terminology for tajweed, is to clearly pronounce the noon is sakina and the tanween clearly and distinctly and independent, not mixed with the other letters. Zahiran. Clearly. Everybody get that? That's why it's called izhar. So you're to say an or un or in. That's what izhar is. And not to mix that sound of that noon or sakin or tanween with any other letter. Okay? But we have to remember, what are we talking about? We're talking about a noon, sakin, or tanween coming before a certain letter, right? So what letters? It says lil haqq. It says fal awwalun. So the first rule is izhar. When? When do we make this izhar? When noon or tanween come before what letters? Qabla al ahrufi, before certain letters. What do you mean? Qabla ahrufi lil halq, before the letters of the throat. Okay? So it says when noon is sakin or tanween come before the throat letters. Throat letters. Okay? Whenever noon and sakina is mixed or comes right next to the throat letters, sittun. Oh, lil halqi sittun ruttibat fal ta'rafi. For the throat, there are 6. This is 6 right here. Rutibat, set in straight in order. فَلْتَعْرِفِ, so then you should know what they are. So now it's saying the throat letters, حروف الحلق, that's what they're called, the letters of the throat, are how many in number? So before noon, sakina, or tanween, he said 6. There's 6 letters of the throat. Before noon, sakina, or tanween comes before, when it comes before these 6 throat letters, right? That's going to equal out to what? What's the rule? Izhar, right? It's going to be Izhar right there. And Izhar is to pronounce the noon and sakina clearly and distinctly and independently of the other letters. There's not going to be any mixture. So we need to know, like he said, فَلْتَعْرِفِ, so then you should know. So then know what they are. The implied speech here is so know them. So then know them. What are them? The 6 letters of the throat. Okay? So now we have to find out what the 6 letters of the throat. Do we understand this line? So the first line is لِلنُّونِ إِن تَسْكُونَ وَلِلتَّنْوِينِ أَرْبَعُ أَحْكَامٍ فَخُذْ تَبْيِينِ. So for the letters, the noon and the tanween, there are 4 rules. But there's some clarification because one of the rules has part A and B, right? So that's actually 5 rules. فَالْأَوَّلُ الْإِذْهَارُ قَبْلَ أَحْرُفِ. So the first rule we have to recognize is the one that we call إِذْهَار. And that comes before certain letters. What are they? لِلْحَلْقِ سِتٌّ رُتِّبَتْ فَلْتَعْرِفِ are the 6 letters of the throat. So then know them. Can I clean up? Any questions about that? Yes?
Just one explanation. If there is like in Quran, if you can read some of like.
We will when we get to you. We will give examples. His question is, can we read some examples? Can we get some example of what this is and how it's done? Yes, only if you can tell me what the letters of the throat are. So since we haven't gotten there, first we're going piece by piece. The first thing is to know that we're dealing with noon and sakina and tanween, and what is that? The next step is to know what are the rules of noon and sakina and tanween. There are how many? 4 of them, right? Then the next one is to know what's the first one. The first one is idhar. What does it do? It's throat letters. The next step is going to be what? What are the throat letters? Okay? And when we get to that, then we'll go. And that is just the completion of this lesson. Just to learn what idhar is and how it's applied and what are the letters of the throat. Okay? So we have idhar here, which is to recite the word clearly, right? Clearly and independent. Independent. Meaning it's not mixed. That's the noon and sakina, and the tanween is going to be recited clearly and independent of any other letter. So we're going to say an, un, in, right? Before the letters of the throat. And the letters of the throat are 6. Let's go this. فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرفي للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي. And they're going to go through the letters real easy. همز فهاء ثم عين حاء مهملتان ثم غين خاء. I'll say it again and again and again. So now we're going to learn what the letters of the throat are. The letters of the throat are همز فهاء همز فهاء ثم عين حاء. I made a mistake that first time. It's همزة فهاء ثم عين حاء. مهملتان, which means they don't have anything over them. We'll talk about that for half a second or so, just so we can get real clear about that. همز فهاء ثم عين حاء مهملتان ثم غين خاء. Those are the 6 letters of the throat. The first one is, and this is part of the poem, همز فهاء ثم, you guys should be saying something, عين حاء مهملتان. Look at that. مهملتان ثم غين خاء. Now let's do this again. همز This is hamzun. Everybody see that? Do I need to make it bigger? Hamzun, faha'un. This is ha'un. It's done like this. It's done like this. It's done like this. It's done like this. And it's done like this. These are all ha. It's done like this in the beginning of a word. This is in the middle of the word. This is at the end of the word. Okay? Hamzun, faha'un, thumma. Thumma means then. Aynun. Ayn is like this. Aynun, ha'u. Ha is exactly like that. That's ha'un. Muhmalatani. Thumma, it goes thumma, aynun, ha'u. Muhmalatani. What this word means, let's break it down. Mu in front of a word means what? One who, or something that's possessing the qualities of. So this is the ayn and the ha, these two, because here it says tani. This alif with lam here means two. Okay? Meaning those two. And it's feminine because the word, a letter is considered feminine. So hamala is the root. Hamala. What does that mean? It means it doesn't have anything. Muhmalan. Like it ignored something. Or it took it lazily. What does it mean as a terminology? It means that these ayn and this ha, they don't have any diacritical marks over them. Because ghayn says thumma, then. Ghayn is considered aynun bin nuqta. You know what I'm saying? It has an ayn with a nuqta, which is just ghayn. The nuqta is the diacritical mark. So it's not muhmal. It's not left alone. It has something over it. But this one is left alone. Okay? So thumma aynun kha'u. And likewise, kha is just like a ha, except for it has a diacritical mark. Okay? Aynun, thumma ghaynun, kha'u. And you might note that at the end of the word, they don't have dhammatan. It doesn't say dhammatan. That's the way the poem goes. So it's hamzun, faha'un, thumma aynun, ha'u. Muhmalatani, meaning they don't have no diacritical marks. Okay? So that means ayn and ha don't have any diacritical marks. So you know exactly what's being referred to, not to confuse them with any other letters that do have diacritical marks. So it says, thumma ghaynun kha'u. Thumma, then, ghaynun kha'u. This is ghayn, this is kha. These are the 6 letters. Let me put them on the side. So we have izhar, and then we have the letters of the throat. We'll say throat letters. And they are what? Hamza, right? We could go like that. Hamza, then ha'un, thumma aynun, thumma ha'un. Muhmalatani, meaning we don't put anything on them. Thumma ghaynun kha'u. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. للحلق ست رتبت فلتعرفي. These are the halq for the letters of the throat. These are the 6 letters of the throat, so you must know them. And this little line here is just to separate these two from each other. Is that understood? Now let's get to some examples. Some examples of how the izhar and the nun as-sakina and the tanween will be played out in this format, in izhar. And that's what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants to know that. So, the thing that we have to understand first and foremost, at this point, after knowing that there are how many rules for nun as-sakin wal tanween? There are 4 rules, okay? للنون إن تسكن وللتنوين أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. So there's 4 rules, but is it just 4 rules? No. It's 4 rules with some clarification. What's the clarification? Yell it out. one of them have two rules, and that's not yelling. You got to yell it out so the people on the camera can hear it. Okay? Yes, one of them. So that's how many rules? 5 rules in reality, right? The next thing we need to know is, what's the first rule? فَالْأَوَّلُ إِذْهَارُ. That's why we memorize. فَالْأَوَّلُ الْإِذْهَارُ قَبْلَ أَحْرُفِ. Before certain letters. What are they? لِلْحَلْقِ سِتٌّ رُتِّبَتْ فَلْتَعْرِفِ. So the letters of the throat. How many letters of the throat are there? Hamzun fahaun. Now it says hamzun. He said rutibat. What does rutibat mean? They're in order. He gave you the letters in order that they come up your throat. So it's hamzun fahaun thumma aynun haun muhmalatani thumma ghaynun kha'u. Say ah. Sit up and say ah. You feel it down here, right? Ah. That's hamzun. Say ha. A little bit above that. Pulls your stomach in, right? Ha. Hamzun for ha. Say ha. Then say ah. Say ah. That's ayn. Say ha. It pushing up. Now say ra. Now say kha. You see that? Ra, kha. One is right above the other one. It's going to go till you get out your mouth. And then we can go further and say qa. And then ka. And then te. And the. And ma, till we get out the mouth. Going up the order of the letters. So he gave you one. That's why they call the throat. Because I went lower than my throat. I went to my stomach. But the point is, they come up your throat. And some people think that ra and kha are in the mouth. Say ra. That's really not your throat yet. Uh-oh. I hit this thing. That's really not your throat yet, okay? Now, what it is, just to draw a picture of it, this is your throat. This is your Mr. Pez head or whatever they call it. Here it is over here. Ghaynun, kha'un, okay? One is slightly above the other one. This is still considered the throat area. You understand? This is the mouth. This is the mouth area. This is still the throat. So during that connection, that's where that is. Now, we're going to see, the next thing we have to learn here or understand is, how does Noon and Sakina and Tanween come? Noon and Sakina and Tanween come 3 different ways. They come in 2 different words, right? So Noon and Sakina and Tanween, Noon and the Tanween, they come in 1 word. They come between 2 words. Right? And they come, when it comes between 2 words, it comes as tanween and as the noon is sakin and the noon sakina. Let me give you an example. And we'll go through each one of those. Okay? When it comes in 2 words, it comes as, when it comes in 1 word, it comes in 2 words. When it comes in 2 words, it comes 2 different ways. It comes as tanween and it comes as noon sakina. Does that make sense? Maybe not, but it will after we write. Okay? Everybody got me? You ready to follow? The first, sorry? No. Okay. The first letter is hamzun, right? Hamzun. That's a. Everybody say a. A. So let's do it in 1 word. In 1 word, we would say yan'auna. Say that? Yan. Now let's write it. This is with Hamza. Oh, subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallahil azim. I don't know. Oh, here it goes. So, the first one is Hamza. Hamza. Everybody say Hamza. Okay, as a Hamza, we're going to have yan in 1 word. The first one we're looking for is 1 word. Yan. You with me? Say it. Yan. Yan. Auna. Auna. Yan. Yan. Auna. Auna. You see that? Yan auna. Yan auna. Here is the noon sakina, right? Here is the Hamza. So this is how you would pronounce this word. Say yan'auna. As a hamza, now we're going to have it between two words, okay? Everybody say, man, amana. Man amana. You hear? Man amana. You see that? Here it's clear. Yan'auna. You guys got to say it louder than that. Yan'auna. You make sure you pronounce that noon. Then you say, man amana. Okay, and the other one would be, you would say, Rasulun Ameen. No, Rasulun. Ameen. 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 Okay? Rasulun Ameen. You have that? You guys understand? This is an example of Hamza using it in one word, yan'auna. Say again. In two words, man amana. In between two words with the tanween, Rasulun Ameen. Rasulun Ameen. That's the first one. Those are three examples. Okay? Now we go to the next one. The next one is ha. Everybody say ha. Ha. The first example would be in one word, okay? And we would say here, yanhauna. Yan. Hauna. Yan. Hauna. Yanhauna. Different from yan'auna. Yanhauna. Should be pretty easy for someone to say yan'auna bihamzi and yanhauna biha. Okay? So, these examples that we're going to be giving you from the Quran. Then we have over here between in two words, we say min had. Min, say min. Had. Min had. We would say here like that. Min had. You see, you clarify. Min. Min. Had. And now, in between two words, we would, in two words, we would say, Salamun he. Salam. Here goes, Salamun. He. Actually, it's he, but we're going to stop right here. Salamun he. This is how this one should be actually like that. That there's a difference how you write the tanween when you're making it for Izhar, and then when you're making it for Idgham or Ikhfa or any of the other rules. Right now, we'll go to that one. So we go again. For ha, say yanhauna. Then say min had. Salamun he. And what you do, we'll get a third one in here first before we do that. The next one we would do is ayn. Everybody say ayn. Hamzun fa'un thumma aynun. Say ayn. So ayn, here we go. We write the ayn down. And this, you should write this down. Okay? You write this down, you copy because you get accustomed to it. Yes, most of these examples are in Juz Amma. So we try to recur those ones that everybody sees. One of the things we're trying to do is keep all the examples. Sometimes we couldn't, but keep as many examples in Juz Amma for, Ya'umul Baraka, for more people to get accustomed to it because they read Juz Amma. Okay? So, by writing it down, you bring another mind to it. Okay? And no, we're not going to tell you where every one of these ayat are from. It's past the point of our education here. Our education here is to teach you how to use the rule. As you read the Quran, as you should read the Quran every day, you'll run into these examples every day. Okay? So, the next example would be with the ayn. And in one word, we would say, yan'iqu. 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 You see it? It says yan'iqu. So you make the yan. Say that. Say yan. Iqu. Yan iqu. And I would make a point. When I was learning, actually after I had learned Arabic and I was teaching Quran in Mauritania. I wasn't Hafiz Quran, but I had learned Tajweed. And I was teaching Tajweed in the desert. One of the people heard me and said, it's not proper to break a word down. Okay? To separate the word of Quran, because it's not yan iql, it's yan iql. So we asked about that because, he's Arab and he knows how to speak and everything like that. And even though it's considered makruh, considered something that you shouldn't do, it's not haram. And in our situation, our circumstances, whereas we don't know Arabic aslan, it's allowed, it's something allowed to do for those people who need to hear it that way. Okay, so for those people who watch and say, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about, how we go. No, we know what we're doing here, and we're doing it very intentionally so the people can learn. Our people need to hear it, yan iqu, and then put it together. Just like a child needs to hear kataba when you teach him something, even though the word is kataba. Okay, so we're learning it this way on purpose, and I hate that I have to make that announcement, but it is what it is. Okay, so yan iqu. Right. Yan iqu. And that's why we practice saying the ya fatha ya. Say that. Ya fatha ya. So you say yan. And not yan. Yan iqu. You understand the point? We pay attention to those things, inshallah ta'ala. The next one is between two words, it would be min ilmin. Min ilmin. Or you can say min ilm. Min ilmin. Normally the Arabs do not stop on a mutaharrik, on a vowel sound. But here, for practice purposes, and also in poetry, we can do it. Here is for practice purposes so that you can learn how to say the complete word. Min ilmin. Right, because I don't want you to join the lam with the meme. So it's min ilmin. Louder. Yan iqu. Min ilmin. And the next one would be Sami'un alim. Sami'un alim. Sami'un alim. Sami'un alim. Yan'iqu min ilmin. سميع عليم ينهون من هاد سلام هي ينأون من آمن رسول أمين. And so what you sit down and do, we don't have room for it here to put all 6 on the board. We'll get to the other 3. But what you sit there and you do, you put this, we used to put it on pieces of wood and write it on the wood and hold it there and sit there and look at the wood like this and say it over and over again. We would say this 100 times. I would say to you guys, go get a piece of cardboard. Just a cardboard paper that's brown. Not cardboard paper. What do you call that thing? The cardboard box. Cut the side of the box. Put this on there. Put Hamza on there. Write down, Yan'awna man amana rasulun ameen. And go over it. Yan'awna man amana rasulun ameen. Ha. Yan'awna min had. Salamun hi. Ain. Yan'iqu min ilmin. سميع عليم. Just walk by, yo. تفضل. Bena. ¿Qué pasó, mi hermano? Oh. So then you do this over again. We'll just do it. Hamza. Yan'awna. No, say Hamza too. It runs to your mind. Hamza. Yan'awna. Man amana. رسول أمين ها ينهون من هاد سلام هي عين ينعق من علم سميع عليم. And you go over it over again so you practice those things, okay? And then 100 times don't take that much time. It don't take that much time to say yan'auna, 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 man amana, man amana, man amana. If you're doing it right, you're trying to listen. Man amana, you're distinguishing. Man amana, rasulun ameen, rasulun ameen, rasulun ameen. Ha yanhauna, 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 min had, min had. منهاد سلام هي سلام هي سلام هي عين ينعق 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 من علم من علم من علم سميع عليم سميع عليم سميع عليم. And this goes before you start trying to get off loud. No, don't do that stuff just yet. Stick to just trying to get the proper pronunciation and articulation of this tajweed rule, which is called what? Brain freeze. Izhar. Brain freeze. Brain freeze. I'm just getting brain freeze. You hear me out? So, this being the case, can we move on? Can I clean up? Okay. Now we got 3 more letters to do. The 3 letters now, it says للنون إن تسكن وللتنوين 4 أحكام فخذ تبييني فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرفي للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي همز فهاء ثم عين حاء محملتان ثم غين خاء. Okay? So now we're going again. We're doing these 6 letters, seeing how they're actuated in the actual tajweed using the rule of Izhar. We have the Hamza, which is what? Yan'auna, right? That's just one aspect of it. What is another one? Man amina. What's the third one? Rasulun ameen. Then we have the ha, right? Yanhauna. Min had. What's the next one? Thank you very, very much. Then we have the ain. Where does that one come from? Yan'iqu. Yan'iqu. What's the next one? Min ilmin. What's the third one? Sami'un alim. You do it over and over. I need my book because I'm doing lots of things just to keep my order. But, you do it repetitively enough, you'll start to remember the examples. Because these examples are not examples that we come up with. These are the same examples that the sheikh who wrote the text put forth too. Okay? And other people who've explained the text also. We may change up on some of our examples because we wanted to keep most of ours in Juz Amma, right? But for the most part, these are the same examples he gave. And these are definitely examples that we got from our teachers. Okay? I don't bring one example that I made up. Okay? So, moving right along. Hamzun faha'un thumma aynun ha'un muhmalatani thumma ghaynun kha'u. So we said hamzun faha'un thumma ayn. So now we have what? Ha, right? The next letter is ha. Everybody say that. Ha. 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 Aha. Right? That's what we say. Ha. Okay, so now when we have ha, we have it in, first we're doing it in one word. Yanhituna. Say, yanhituna. Yanhituna. I gotta hear that ha. It's gotta come out ha. It can't be yanhituna. It has to be yanhituna. Yanhituna. Not yanhituna. Yanhituna. Say that. Yanhituna. Which means and demands for those people who are trying to practice reciting the Quran correctly, that the difference between a hafidh al-Quran and a mutahafidh, the person that doesn't know the Quran, is the person that has memorized the Quran, he knows what he has to come with when he gets to that ayah. Okay? He recognizes as he shows up to that ayah, oh man, I'm going to need a lot of breath for this one. Okay? And the other person gets caught in the middle because he doesn't have enough air to completely not only recite the letter, the word, but to give the letter its haq. So we know ha needs a lot of air, doesn't it? Say ha. So you can't say yanhituna. Is I say it right? No. I have to say what? Yanhituna. Come with shidda. Yanhituna. Right, and that's what we're listening for. That's a distinction when you're reciting the Quran. Okay? So the first one is in one word. The next one is between the tanween, the nun sakina, and another word, which would be min hakimin. Min hakimin. Say it. Min hakimin. Min hakimin. A lot of people say, yeah, what's happening, Hakim? No, it's hakim. Ha. Say ha. Hakimin. Min hakimin. Min hakimin. And I may not be able to give these all the time that I gave the other ones too, because we get closer and closer to the salah. But this one is Ghafurun Halim. Ghafurun Halim. I'm sorry. Halim. Halim. Ghafurun Halim. No, I don't want to argue with you guys about the law. Okay, so we won't get on that. You know, we just see if we had a good school, then we could just send you back one class to the Arabic class until you learn how to pronounce the particular letter. It's ra. Say ra. Ra, 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 ra. Say Ghafurun Halim. Ghafurun. Right. The ra, you can't put the ra can't touch your teeth. Ghafurun Halim. You see, your tongue is trying to touch that the ra doesn't touch. Ghafurun Halim. Run. Ghafurun Halim. Yanhituna. Min hakimin. Ghafurun Halim. No, I want to hear run. I want to hear that noon is sakina or tanween. Ghafurun. Kalim. Halim. Ha. Halim. Tabarakallah, barakallah fikum. The next letter. Hamzun faha'un thumma aynun ha'un muhmalatani thumma ghaynun kha'u. So the next letter is going to be ghayn. Say gha. Ghaynun. Kha'u. So the next one is going to be the longest word, I believe, in the Quran. No, I'm not going to say that. This is not the longest word in the Quran. Sorry. فَسَيَنْغِدُونَ. Okay, here we go. Pay attention to this word. You know, you'll realize why I had to look at my book to make sure I spelled it right. Okay? It says, فَسَيَنْغِدُونَ. That's incorrect. فَسَيَنْغِدُونَ. That yan غِدُونَ. فَسَيَنْغِدُونَ. فَسَيَنْغِدُونَ. غضون فسينغضون. This is the only place in the Quran where the nun sakina comes before the ghayn in one word. Okay? This is the only example of that in the Quran. Okay, so like it is what it is. So you have to learn how to say this word. فسينغضون. 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 ينغضون. فسينغضون. هكذا. Inshallah ta'ala. The next one is in two words. It's going to be min ghillin. Min ghillin. Min ghillin. Come on, what happened? Are you writing? Okay? Pay attention. You got your mouths open. Min ghillin. That's right, man. You know, bring the house down. Min ghillin. Min ghillin. Louder. Min ghillin. Right. And it's just like وَلَيْسَ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ تَرْكِهِ إِلَّا رِيَاضَةَ امْرِئٍ بِفَكِّهِ. There's nothing from you doing it and not doing it except exercising your jaw. Okay? All it takes is you exercising your jaw. No one can say, well, you can't do it because you black. You can't do it because you white. You can't do it because you Puerto Rican. Nah, you can't do it because you're Indo-Pak or because you're from Syria and not from Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's still Syria. You know, or Saudi or Yemen. Anybody could do it. All you have to do is exercise your jaw. Min ghillin fasayanghiduna. Here we go. Let's go to the next word. The next word is Azizun Ghafoor. Azizun Ghafoor. Azizun Ghafoor. Azizun Ghafoor. Azizun Ghafoor. فسينغضون من غل عزيز غفور عزيز غفور. Right. We know when we get to this noon, we're going to hit it. Azizun Ghafoor. And remember, the ra don't touch the teeth. So don't say Azizun Ghafoor and roll it. That's wrong. It's subtle, but it's wrong. Okay? We don't, say raw like rock or never rolls. Although it does repeat. It has tikrar. But it doesn't, that's not how we do it. We say Azizun Ghafoor. The tongue gets close. Closely missed. It doesn't touch the teeth. Okay? It gets close, but it doesn't. Ghafoor. And you pull it back. That's why it has inhiraf. It goes back to the makhraj of the lam. Okay? It turns and inclines away. So we say, Azizun Ghafoor. Min ghillin. Fasayanghiduna. Yanhituna. Min hakim. غفور حليم. No. غفور حليم. And they're going to call the adhan. We're going to put the next letter up here. The next letter is kha. Everybody say kha. Kha. And if they start, then we'll stop and do it. Can we do that? And then start again. Not this moment. Let them say the first words of the adhan. And we'll do this. This one I have to give you 2 words because the way the word is made out, okay? It is made out, so we have to write it down a little bit. Okay, cut it, bro. We only have a few moments left. We're going to have to go through this word a little bit quicker. Hopefully we're just going to take like 3 minutes, inshallah. This word is wal munkhaniqa. Assalamu alaikum. Tfaddal. Imshi ya man. Tfaddal. Okay, shukran. It says wal munkhaniqa. Say that. Wal munkhaniqa. Wal munkhaniqa. No. Wal mun. Khaniqa. Wal munkhaniqa. This is Izhar. You have to pronounce that noon very clear. Wal munkhaniqa. This is dealing with kha. So we say wal munkhaniqa. We see the 2 sheikhs. We ain't seen them in such a long time. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah al-azim. So here, the next one is min khayrin. Min khayrin. Min khayrin. Again, this letter kha, you can't really pronounce it unless you have drank enough water for the day. That's one of the amazing things about tajweed. It affects, and you can tell something about someone's health by how they pronounce the letters. Someone who doesn't have enough water in their system won't be able to pronounce a kha. It won't come out clear. Okay, so the Sheikh said, go drink some water. You need some more water. To get that kha. Everybody say kha. Wal munkhaniqa. Min khayrin. Min khayrin. Qiradatan khasi'in. Let me go a little slower. Qiradatan. Qiradatan. Qiradatan khasi'in. Kha. Kha is not kha. Ya Khalid. That's Egyptian. They say that in Ya Khalid. But it's not kha. It's kha. Okay, that's something that a slang. We don't want to practice slang Arabic. Okay, we talk slang Arabic in its place when we're in the hood, but just like we talk slang English when we're in the hood. But when we're talking proper, it's kha. Say khasi'in. Qiradatan khasi'in. Wal munkhaniqa. Min khayrin. Qiradatan khasi'in. Yanhituna. Min ghillin. Qiradatan khasi'in. 10. Qiradatan khasi'in. It's like Tai Chi. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You go slow. Okay? You don't have to go real fast. You recite it slow, you'll get faster as you get better. You don't have to do it fast. All you have to do is recite. Yanhituna. Fasayanghiduna. Wal munkhaniqa. Min hakimin. Min ghillin. Walk in front. Min khayrin. غفور حليم. عزيز غفور. قردة خاسئين. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.